Best of one here in the CEVO Season 7 placements. I'm Helium. Joining me is BLU. And looks like we're finally underway.
And indeed, and with us getting started here, it looks like the T's are going to open things up by heading over to A. We could have a bit, or obviously
knife
this
round.
is going to be the knife round.
Yes.
Wow. I'm new.
There you go. Just keep milking that. I'm new. I should milk it as well.
This is like the first game I casted where we're actually like joined for the knife round actually. So it's like, oh yeah, this thing exists.
Well, it's because you started in the playoffs, so teams were seeded, so you never had to do a knife round. Which obviously, they were sort of seeded into the groups, but not enough to say that one team deserved the choice over the other. So knife round, it looks like myXMG wins it. They're going to opt for CT. And I don't know, this is one of the interesting maps where you win the knife round, you're not actually sure what a team might pick. Just because this map is pretty even amongst T and CT.
Yeah.
Depending on who you ask, I guess. I don't know. This map's been around for longer than some of the CSGO players are old. So it's been played a lot.
Yep, so it looks like they're just waiting for that 10th player to check up. Did we see the sides get picked yet? Or
Yeah, XMG opted for CT. I thought, yeah, there it goes. Flips over now. So starting on that CT, they must think the map's a little CT-sided, or they just feel more comfortable with their CT side on Dust 2. And it'll be Penta to sort of get into the sites, you know, do what they can, find those openings on a map that they play more than any other map. Dust 2 seems to be something that they enjoy.
All right, and as we get started, guys, once again, the first round of this match, let's get to it here. As we see the positions being taken up, we are going to see a little bit of a split coming out from the T side here as well. They are taking the bomb over towards mid, which means they may start out with a bit of a cat play, but we're going to have to wait and see now. We're looking at NKJ peeking around the corner. Might get a spot on to get here, but here we go. First engagement. Nice headshot from NKJ there. Does open it up nice and easy for those guys. Trying to get a peek through the mid doors here as well, but not going to be too lucky in that regard. Next 1H, though, is coming through. Not going to be able to peek that out as we do see the retreat coming out there from those players on XMG. And they'll be able to fall back and wait for the next move from the T side here.
All right, Geffen trying to hold down long. He's going to have to be reloading, though. He's flash, and they're going to be on him in the site. Dennis brings him down, and that'll be bomb planting. We'll see what the three remaining members for myXMG can do. They're not left with too much to work with. NKY will get one, and now Nex on Cat.
We're going to see it's your next trying to hold it off. Does get one. Will he get the second now? Very low health there from Neves. Currently trying to play that one, but unfortunately Neves not going to be able to pull that off. And Nex will get that frag there, guaranteeing Penta Esports the first round.
Yeah, so interesting there. myXMG at the very start of the round, they go for a fast cat. They put Get up on the catwalk, and he's trying to make, not necessarily be aggressive, he was just trying to get into a good position, get in behind the terrace if they were working long, or maybe even flank them if they were going B and posted up in the tunnels, but they were just sitting there waiting for him. So they killed Get, and then immediately it was a 5-on-4 Penta Esports. I think they even got the next kill too, so they had a 5-on-3 when they went to take that site. And, well, obviously it was easy for them after that. I think they only lost one member, and now here we go into, well, I don't know, hard to say eco round, as myXMG definitely forces up scout armor, some upgraded pistols. And where do they actually take this scout? It looks like they've got it CT spawn, so a little geared towards A.
It looks like as well here that the T's are going to try to play it slow, and the upper ton's not going in just yet, looking for someone to make a mistake here first. But it is looking like NKJ just getting a little bit impatient here as he might try to pierce through mid. No other reaction, but here come the rest of the T's now going into the site. Not going to end up going so well for Penta, though, as they lose quite a few men in the process of that. And now it's all up to Speedy here now as he's over on the B site, now supported a little bit by NKJ, but obviously with Speedy, it's such a low health pool, and now down to a 2v3. We're going to have to see how they can work. They did get the site granted, so they're going to have an opportunity to plan a moment. But now we're going to see what myXMG does to do on the retake and the defuse.
Yeah, still haven't even planted the bomb yet. Now they're finally getting it down and through the wall. It looks like it is at default. XMG with a really good chance on the round, though, going for the retake 3-on-2. Speedy, though, with the Galil will even it up now. Get trying to get through that window with the scout here. NK is going to bring down NKY. Oh, it might be NKJ, there. Actually, now that I think about it. I'm going with NKJ. Like letters, that works. Figure things out as we go along.
Of course, good job there by Speedy at the end of the round, getting that kill over onto the last remaining player from XMG, and with that nice recovery, Penta will take the second round, putting them even further ahead and allowing them to still maintain their lead here at the beginning of this match.
That was a little shaky, though.
Yeah.
I don't know who the entries were for Penta, but it was Nevis and Sinks. One of them was really close to the B halls. One of them was back in the site. Some missed shots on the guy close. The guy in sight then peeks out. He got 2. I think that was Sinks. So it was a nice, it wasn't really a crossfire, but I don't know, a good situation that XMG found themselves in to get a lot of frags. It was a fairly costly round for Penta, even though they won. And now we'll have XMG on that full eco round. Maybe some P250s in the mix here. But Penta, well, they've actually already lost next, so...
Yeah, Get got a nice peek. I think he was sitting over there on Cat and managed to take advantage of Penta's aggressiveness as they pierced through mid there, so managed to get one off. He took a lot of damage in the process, obviously, as you can see, but still is going to be able to pick one off, and might make this retake just a little bit more bearable. We'll have to see, though, as the combat is going to get started now. Dennis sitting in the smoke here is going to get one, does a little bit of team damage, I think, in the process of that, but the rest of it's just going to be a nice, easy cleanup as they take out the remaining members from myXMG, and once again, here, the third easy round for Penta Esports comes out, and now we're going to see what myXMG is going to do as they're going to get their buys out here in the 4th round.
Dennis looks pretty hungry for kills there. He got a 3K on the round, and I don't know, almost there through the smoke. One of them was about to be his teammate. But good round for him, and Dennis now will scoop up the op here. He'll go for that middle information. 2 cross. I'm not sure they see any as that smoke was just blooming. As the bomb actually is kind of by itself in the B tunnel. So if they were to push aggressively in there, myXMG, they could maybe get the bomb. But it's just standard mid control here for Penta on that T side.
Yeah, still trying to decide, it looks like, from Penta is where they actually want to go here. Just playing it at mid at the moment, waiting to seeing if they can get some spots out. Obviously, as we mentioned earlier, that smoke over through mid did limit their visibility and the info that they can actually get here at the start in regards to crosses. So I think they're just going to sit here in mid, hopefully play for some easy picks, which NKJ will thankfully get. Manages to take out Gimpin over there, so he's going to start the round off with XMG, or rather without Penta at a slight advantage. Now we're going to see as the rest pierce through mid. There is going to be a flash going off onto NKJ, but nicely done there as NKJ jumps over his teammate and allows Nex to take the kill over onto Nevis there. So still looking very good here for Penta as it's been brought down to a 5v3.
Yeah, and, well, 3 members up. One of them in B. That's where the bomb's going. We'll see NKY get a kill over there on Cap, but bomb planting into B. And this round, myXMG... not looking in a good spot to win it, as NKY should want to save. Their economy was in a rough spot. As they get into this round, it was M4s, armor with no helmet, and I think like maybe a nade or 2 amongst the entire CT side. So they were, I don't know, they were bare bones that round. And look at their inventory. The most money anyone has is $400, so they will not be able to buy anything this next round. And they're not going to be able to save that gun either.
As NKY gets taken out there, yet another round falls into the hands of Penta, and their lead just continues to grow here in this next round. Probably looking like, unless they get a nice play here with the saves, looks like Penta may take a 5th as well, considering they're going to have pretty heavy gun advantage.
Yeah, we'll see what they want to do. It's hard to do. I see a smoke on NKY. It's hard to do a stack towards a site on Dust 2 because you're always spotted crossing mid. Like, if you all stack A, the enemy team just goes B because they know you're not there. So you always have to invest at least a smoke. And I think they did do that maybe in the second round, maybe the 3rd round, but obviously not this time. They'll actually even push up mid a little bit, and this backstab could be deadly. Dennis, I don't know if they're watching. Okay, Nex is watching it, so he's fine. He'll bring down Get. Crisis averted.
Absolutely. And now I see here, too, as myXMG attempts to box in the players, but I don't believe they actually know where most of them are here. And we're going to see, too, we could see an engagement between NK and possibly some of the guys over on myXMG that have decided to move over here towards the T-spawn. But he's got this nice hold just outside of double doors. We will see, I believe, that flash going over there. Not sure if they know that Neves is actually there, but here comes NKJ. Now he's rounding around the corner, does get the pick off onto him. We do have one more player from myXMG holding the double doors, but even he gets taken down there by Crystal, I believe. He's going to get knocked out. And now it looks like the players on Penta are on the run as they're going to head over here towards the A site and attempt to just clean up this round in the 4v2 that's still remaining.
Yep, still going to go for some entries here. They've got 5-7 and a Deagle, so I mean, you always have the potential for the Juan Deags, and Sinks is going to have to do a lot if he can find any. All he wants to do is force some of these terrorists to rebuy at this point. So far, not having the opportunity to do that, and now Nex will end any hopes, and that's Penta taking yet another round. 5 in a row.
Penta definitely on a roll here, and obviously looking pretty strong to continue that. But once more, we do have myXMG getting their buys out for this round too. You're going to see 4 M4s as well as an op on the board here being played by Get. So let's see once again, now that they've got their full buys out, if they're going to be able to make this retake and possibly stop this streak that's going pretty strongly at the moment from Penta.
Oh, and they're going to... Not a good way to start things off. Even with the smoke, he pops right as it blooms, so Crystal's still just taking the shot, and he connects with it.
Get's also going to
5v4.
Get's also going to miss his shot over here too, just down long as he tried to pick off one of the players. I believe it was NKJ there, but they're going to be able to pierce through long. Not actually going for it just yet, as there's a nice smoke up here on the catwalk. Speedy might push through it here anyway, but myXMG really wants to ensure that that does not happen. Now we're going to see what type of play Penta decides to make, if they'll continue to go for the site or if they'll rotate it. And Crystal again with another nice shot there, boosted just up onto the top of the pit here, is going to be able to take out, I believe it was Neves over there. And now we're going to see with this being played out. It looks like Penta's going to commit to the A site. And the guys over on myXMG have been tricked a little bit, as they'll now have to rotate back over towards A, as I think they thought, even for a second there too, that it was heading towards the B site.
Yeah, I think at this point they're just going to opt to save their guns. I was like, maybe, you know, they think it's still going to go B. Looks like NKY is first man on the scene to try to get some exits, but they get him instead. And they're going to hunt the other players. Still trying to hold on to B right now. Speedy's going to get sinks. Gimpin, though, in the closet will be able to grab one. Can he find another? He will. Quick reflexes there. Now to his left, coming out of tunnels is NKJ, who will close it out. So losing only 2 members, and Penta move on to their 6th round victory.
Still looking extremely dominant here from Penta, but I mean, what is XMG doing wrong here? What do they need to do to make this comeback happen?
Well, I mean, Crystal started off with 2 opening picks, right? He got 1 through mid, which is a little unfortunate. There's not much you can do about that if it happens through a smoke, so it's not like they did anything wrong. I don't know. I just hit some of their shots. Their economy has really been shattered this whole time as well. Like, they've had 2 gun rounds legitimately because they bought in so much on the 2nd round with all the upgraded pistols, scouts, armor, that they haven't really had a strong economy. I think that's, I mean, if you got to save twice to get the strong economy, do it.
And now we see here as well, opening up the 7th round, already seeing one of the players from myXMG going down, that being NKY, I believe taken out by NKJ there. The rest of the players on Penta looking like they want to play long, but not going to be resistant to possibly pushing over there towards mid, but definitely seems like they're committing to it now. A lot of nades being tossed over here in the CT direction, and now we're going to see pushing onto the site. What is the action that we're going to have happening here?
Kempin locked on Cat right now. Everyone moving up long, though. Literally everyone moving up long. It wasn't even a split. 4 players straight up long. 1 is still watching the flank there. It looks like that's going to be NK. Dennis pushing up aggressive on Cat, trying to take control of not only the site, but also Catwalk. And he'll bring them both down with headshots.
Absolutely beautiful play here from Penta, even on these kind of clutch scenarios where it seems like they'd be going down, still doing an absolutely beautiful job, like with Dennis there in that 2 versus 1 and getting those 2 picks just at the end.
Yeah, finally though, another gun round here, and I mean, I consider this being frugal because you don't really need head armor when you're on the CT side because the AK is 1 shot regardless. And Penta at this point, like, Penta's not going to be rolling with Galils, so it doesn't matter. They're just trying to save their $100 every time they buy up. Yeah. I guess if you get in a pistol battle, depending on the pistol, it's maybe not good news. But either way, trying to save some money. They got the full nades, incendiaries. So this is a real round. So let's pay attention to what XMG will do here. They've got 2 players up on Cat. NKY just, I guess, turned so he doesn't get flashed immediately, but will try to help out Gimpin if he is flashed. Nevis is holding on to mid. So they've given up long. They're tired of getting opped by Crystal. And here, things start off right as Get finds the opening frag over here at B.
Takes him out, and now it looks like Teaser finally going to commit back over here to mid as Dennis makes the breach. He does get 1 pick, but he himself gets taken out there, I believe, by Sinks that time around. And now we'll see as well with NKJ possibly pushing up to long. This may be their final decision, but they've already got 2 players over on the side of XMG as well, holding over here on Cat. So we're going to see if they can actually make this entry happen, as they might be in for just a little bit of a surprise if these guys go on to the A site.
Yeah, so they finally give up long, and they play 2 on Cat, which it sets you more up on the CT side. You're going to be playing retake on A, and you got a 4v2 situation. Unless something goes terribly, terribly wrong, you might still lose, but... So the bomb goes down, but who cares at this point? myXMG just needs a round. The bomb going down isn't that big of a deal. Yeah. What is a big deal is that Crystal's found a pick here, and now it's a 3-on-2. It's planted for long, I would assume.
myXMG is going for it, though. NK hanging out just through the flames as he does get one pick onto NKY, gets Sinks as well. Will he get the third? But no, he will not. Gimpin takes him down, and now it's up to Gimpin, but unfortunately, Gimpin does not have enough time left, so he's going to run out of here. We might see a little bit of an exit battle between Crystal and himself, but let's see in just a second. Regardless, however, Penta's going to take that round. It looks like Gimpin is actually not going to want to go for that duel there. He's just going to pick up that op, and that's actually going to be a nice pickup there on the exit, as they'll be able to save that gun and have quite a powerful one taking it into the next round. But at the end of the day, still seeing Penta dominate these rounds here, now with an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, on that round, honestly, I would say XMG, I mean, they had a real game plan. They held the mid to B. They were definitely geared up to play retake on A from the very start of the round. It's just when it came to play the retake, it was even 2v4. Exposing themselves one by one to a player like Crystal is how you lose, and that's exactly what happened. So 8 in a row now for Penta. But XMG showing us their first real round, though. It didn't look too bad. That was close. They had a real chance.
It's a good play there. And some smart decision-making at the end as well to save that up instead of kind of going for the duel versus Crystal, as Crystal has so far been playing this match extremely well.
Yeah, what's his frags up to, actually? He's, well, everyone's pretty tight, but he's at 6. NKJ, though, the sub up at 10.
Yeah. And as we see now, here comes the breach. Nice play by Get There. Does get one pick off with the op. Gimpin also coming up here is going to be able to take out Dennis on the way. Also see Get another frag onto Crystal, taking out one of their good players here. Gets another one here as well over onto Speedy. And finally, we see XMG with the cleanup now. Finally taking a round for themselves by eliminating Penta here on their attempt to take A site through Cat. Not going to go so well. And now XMG getting themselves on the board, bringing the score up to 8-1.
All right, now they might feel pretty good about themselves. Although you got to get more than just one. Sometimes it's just winning that one round, and if you start losing again, it just makes it that much harder. So if they can get this round, then they've maybe got a shot to redeem the half, right? I mean, let's say they get these next 6, that's 8-7. Suddenly you've had yourself a pretty decent half. Anything close on Dust 2, you can work with.
So looking at it now, it does obviously not looking like Penta is going to want to take that sort of strat again, as that did not go the way they were planning it, as I believe it was going to be Get There. Did a fantastic job denying the entry frags that was coming out there with the op play, and obviously Gimpin rotating right in from CT to the beautiful job of picking off some unsuspecting players from Penta as well, so that was really well played by those guys. But it is looking like now that we are going to have Penta mainly playing it again over towards Cat. We're going to have to see, as they obviously Dennis putting this pressure around mid door as well. That might gravitate a few players from XMG over to that, but 2 other guys looking like they may be heading up Cat, and we've also got 2 possibly pushing for mid too, so they're kind of just waiting for some possible picks, and then they'll kind of make a route off of that. But Neves there is going to make a peek, does take out NKJ, but Dennis gets him right back there as well. Speedy will get a kill over onto Gimpin. I believe he does do a little bit of team damage in the process of that, but obviously going to be necessary to save his teammate's life. And now the play's coming in, as it is looking like the guys are going to try to commit to B, but Sinks there with a beautiful play takes out 2 players, Speedy and Dennis. Next, however, with the cleanup, taking out Sinks, Get and NKY there to clean up the round once again. And now Penta will make their own comeback, bringing it up to 9-1 in their favor.
Oh, that hurts to watch. Oh, Nex was in a great spot. Sinks obviously saw him, so maybe he's like calling for help, like, team, come on, like, I just killed 2. That one guy was hilariously blind as well, which was great when Sinks got that double kill. But I think they rush it. Like, they didn't need to just push charging through that smoke. I mean, you're going to be smoke blind, and that's the thing that allowed. Obviously, Nex hits the first shot on Sinks, but then the other 2 were freebies. They were blind charging into him, coming through the smoke like that. Could have had the 3-on-2, been patient, and then just have taken back B after the bomb was going to go down, because Crystal was already in there, but oh well. We've got 2 frags out already in this round, so it's going to be a 4-on-4 right now with 1:15 left.
Even trade coming out there, as we did see one player get a 1v over onto one of the members. I believe it was Speedy, the guy by that. Possibly, I think it was Get that actually managed to get that kill there.
Yeah,
so.
Get had the opener for XMG.
But obviously we saw Neves also taken out just over by the B side there. So there was a little bit of a trade over on the upper tunnels. And now as well, we're going to see a change up in the strategy coming out from Penta, as they'll make a quick rotation over here towards A long. However, we do have NKY waiting for them, so let's see if he's going to be able to make any plays. Popping out of the door now is not going to be able to pull that off, unfortunately, as Dennis and NK make a quick takeover to take him out. Rest of the players over here from XMG should be rotating to the site now. So let's see what Penta's going to be able to do, as they're just going to go right for this.
Oh, the quick knife peek. I like it against the CZ. It will prevail. Now, Deagle into sight. Got the first kill of the round. He'll get another one for his team there. Got a 2K right now, but it will be brought down through the box as Crystal opens up the site. Bomb not planted yet, but Sinks with 17 HP. Gonna molly off. That'll secure the plant. Where did the bomb actually fall on ramp? Or no, it's right there on site.
Yeah, they've got it. So they're going to be able to pick that up and go for the plant. Let's see what Sinks do. I mean, granted, some of the players over here on some of the players on Penta are also fair as well, but obviously that's going to get cleaned up pretty quickly anyways. Next just takes him out as Sinks goes for that bit of a risky peek there. So Penta takes another round, bring it up to 10-1.
All right, well, we're going to have another. We got some FAMAS coming out here. I don't know. Economy not in the greatest place. At least we got some smokes. 3, 5 flashes up for the CTs. They got a decent amount to work with, so we'll see what they can do. Although that one round that they won, honestly, Penta was pretty lazy that round. They rushed 5 up cat straight into an op and then lost the round. I don't know if maybe they were like, expecting the eco, and I think that was what the one op that was saved, which is why they had the op at A in the first place.
Maybe.
So, I don't know. It could have been laziness. It could have just been expecting the eco and say, let's just stick together. Obviously, it didn't work out. So XMG got 1 round, but since struggling to find another, there'll be a bit of a split here. 3 up cat, 1 at long for Penta as they take into this A site.
You can see at the start there, too, a bit of an interesting play, as obviously Get managed to get 1 option over on the next, but instantly had Crystal respond and take him out there, too, so a bit of an even trade. However, beautiful A-site plant coming out here from Crystal, as I believe he's going to be able to plant just behind the box, planting a little bit for long here, I think. And this will give Penta quite a few options now, as it'll make it a lot harder for XMG to make that retake. Still an even 4v4, though, so they do have a chance, but considering the history of this round, might be a bit hard. However, doing quite well as Speedy gets taken out just outside double doors here. The rest of the players are on their way up through Cat now. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll see NKY and Gibbon taken out by both Crystal and NKJ, respectively, there. And now it's up to Neves as well as Sinks to make this retake. Dennis holding it off here. And now it's brought down to just Neves, but I don't believe that's going to be able to be possible as he's running out of time way too quickly here. And now, while we will see Dennis go down there for some reason, Neves will be able to survive that one and carry the AK into the next round.
Yeah, he was just, making sure no one was going to ninja defuse on him. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at their economy.
Yeah,
They've got 2 players with over $11,000, so.
Obviously not going to be too big of a deal for those guys.
Whereas Neves, I don't know, like there's a small chance, although honestly it's 1-11, I feel like you have to take the riskier plays, otherwise you're just going to lose. If he had moved up long while his teammate was trying to push on Cat, they maybe could have got him. I don't know. If the Cat player lived, because he was closer to the bomb to defuse, I think they maybe would have had it. But now we just see Penta exploding out into B against an eco and that one AK. Well, the AK was actually over towards long, pushing through now, and honestly at this point probably going to opt to save it again.
Yep, just down to Neves and Gippin in the 4v2. Let's see if they can make anything happen. Neves does get a nice pick over onto Dennis just over by the T-spawn there. And now we're going to see as NK pushes out here as well. Does take out Neves. And now it's all down to Gimpin, who's kind of cornered here, so even he's probably going to get taken out, possibly by Crystal with the Tech 9. In fact, that is how it is going to be as Crystal gets that last kill, and yet another round going into the favor of Penta.
Yeah, I like the auto sniper spam through the door. That's like the ultimate, I don't know, BM, I guess. It's so annoying. Sometimes the auto sniper can just get in your head. Even in a close game, the team picks up an auto sniper and you're like, oh, I gotta get past it. But when you're losing 12-1, it's just demoralizing hearing that gun. It's maybe not quite as bad as the Negev, but I would say the Negev is not quite as good as the auto sniper.
Could see an interesting play here as we do get a little bit of a boost up onto the cap, but unfortunately no one is really going to be there as a presence for it. However, we will see in a second. Crystal making this peek, does take out one and manages to get behind cover once again here as well. The other 2 players from myXMG are coming up here at the moment. Might try to take out Dennis. Does get Dennis as well as taking down Crystal
so
there.
Low.
As Crystal was at such low HP. Very nicely played there. It's down to a 2 versus 3. NKJ is very low, so there might be an opportunity for myXMG to take this round, but now we're going to see if they can play this one next. Does pick up that auto sniper and is going to use it now. Tries to take out Neves there and is going to be able to accomplish that. Brought down to a 3 versus 1 now, and unfortunately it looks like we might see again another round going into the favor of Penta as it's all down to Snicks, and it's not looking like Snicks is going to be able to pull this off given the current positions.
Yeah, and the fact they've had difficulties winning 4-on-2 when XMG had the man advantage, so I feel like 1-on-3 or 1-on-2 is going to be pretty hard given the recent trend. But Penta, I don't know, honestly, not doing anything unexpected. They were clear favorites here, coming off playing on the biggest stage in CSGO history, and really surprising people there. Even with a roster change or a stand-in or whatever NKJ might be, still looking very, very strong here.
And heading into that second round, I think it's pretty much going to come down to that first pistol round. If we see the guys lose it, then, or if we see the players on myXMG lose it here, it pretty much might be GG at that point, unless they can manage to clutch one of the eco save rounds.
Yeah, I mean, again, talking about the last major, sure, we saw some big 13-2 or 2-13 comebacks, but those were on extremely CT-sided maps, and it was the team, with 2 flipped over to CT and held it. I think it was CLG on Nuke. But Dust 2 is not a map like that. I don't think XMG is coming back from this. But hey, I would be more than willing to eat my words if they mount the comeback. So we'll stay tuned, I guess, as Gimpin is I guess trying to no, last round he wouldn't save anything, but the bomb isn't down yet, so that's why he's kind of just wandering.
Unfortunately for him, he's going to be wandering in the complete wrong direction, as it's looking like Penta is just going to make that plant over on the B site there, which means he's going to have quite a long walk, as well as possibly having to make that attempt at a clear on this site. So, not looking good. Probably going to end up with it being 14-1 at the end of the half here in favor of Penta. But let's wait and see what Gimpin can do as he's heading for the site now.
That's the Moss. The after image. It's a weird name, but this gun is actually pretty sick looking. Let's see, back plat. He'll get 1. Can he do it? Can he put 2 on the board? Oh, he checks the wrong way first, and NKJ just playing the close angle. There it is. 14-1 in the first half.
And now heading into the second half, we'll switch it up. Guys on myXMG will be playing the T side. Penta on the CTs, with Penta leading 14-1 currently. Only 2 rounds needed in order to claim victory here. Let's take a look and see if myXMG will be able to make this huge comeback, or will Penta continue to dominate through and just make the nice cleanup here on the second round.
Yeah, I wonder if we saw myXMG get a little, I would say, creative on their pistol round CT, like with that quick fast cat, try to get someone out mid, a little too far up mid, and I believe it was Git's case. We'll see what Penta does if they just opt to, play that standard setup. Maybe like a 2-1-2 for the pistol round, just in case. You want to be prepared if they rush B. And actually looking at a B spawn here for the terrorists, at least 2 of them. So that's very well what it could be. And I mean, looking like it here as we check out the map, they are going fast towards B. It'll be Nex and Dennis holding that off. But all right, they slow it down now.
Out there in the B tons here, it looks like at least Get, and a lot of them actually heading over here towards lower, so we could possibly be looking at a breach through mid to either A or B site. Trying to see what they are doing right now. No peeks just as of yet. However, we do have Dennis in position. Does get flashed. Tries to take on them. Now he's on the run, though. That's going to be a mistake, as everyone from myXMG is coming through. The rest of the players, or at least the only remaining player on B site from Penta next here, is going to go and hide away. We'll let them take that site. And now keep in mind here, too, we do have Neves kind of hiding. So we're going to see now as he does go up against Crystal. 2 others does take 2.
How does he get 2?
There somehow. Oh my goodness. Manages to take that second one out there somehow. And now is going to bring it down to a 5 versus 2 in favor of myXMG. Gimpin also going to be able to take out Speedy. However, next will attempt to turn this around from the B site. Manages to take down Get. Will attempt to take out, I believe it's going to be Neves here as well. But now that he's being cornered, I don't believe he's going to be able to make this one happen. And we will see myXMG make their pistol round here take on the first round of the second half and bring the score up to 2-14 with a very good start here and giving them a nice advantage, possibly allowing them to take a few rounds and maybe, just maybe, even start that comeback.
Oh, they've started it. This is going to be a long, long road. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's potential. Who was it? Was it Nex, I believe? He makes the right play. He doesn't want to contest them immediately. He drops back into the B tunnels to try to hold and wait for his team. But then some freakish Tech 9 kills from Nevis. I don't know how he got 2 right there.
I think one just slipped by.
Yeah, they must have been really low. It caught him with the graze to the arm or something.
Guys on up.
Rushing out long with the Pro 90 leading the charge of all guns, followed by some Galils, and it looks like Get is saving up for an op in the third round as he doesn't buy anything but armor.
On one trade there just outside of the CT crosspoint here, and we are going to see it being brought down to a 4 versus 2. Dennis and Nex. Nex is holding well, and the site here does take out Snicks over there. He's going to get a second kill on a Gimpin. We will see NKY take out Dennis, and now it's all down to Nex here as he's going to attempt to make this retake. We'll see now. NKY coming back on the site with a nice cleanup on the Nex, and that's going to be another round for myXMG as they do take the second easy round here. As obviously guys on Penta only playing with pistols make it a little bit hard. Did manage to take down quite a few. It is going to force a couple rebuys on the side of XMG though, so not a total loss. But at the end of the day, myXMG still getting those rounds on the board.
You got a little worried. Get picked up that P90, and I think it was Nevis that was wielding. So Nevis got traded out. Get didn't have a gun. He's like, oh, I'll grab this P90, and then suddenly it had no bullets in it when he picks it up. He was getting shot at from behind, and that's when all the casualties went on the board because, you know, Get wasn't able to fire, and then with the 5.7 in the sight, Penta was able to kill quite a few people. A bit awkward, but hey, XMG, they live to fight another round here. So
Absolutely.
3 to 14. And they're still playing to win. They're not even playing to force a tie at this point. And wow, look at that. Falling back, the fadeaway USP shots. Gets 2 on Catwalk.
Nicely played there by Get as he makes out 2. A third is going to get taken in that 3 versus 1 play as Speedy gets knocked out. And now it's all down to Crystal and Dennis, and even Dennis is going to get knocked out nice and easy here. All down to Crystal, which even Crystal, as Get takes yet another nice headshot here onto Crystal to eliminate him. And myXMG is now brought up to 4 points, only now 10 rounds behind their opponents.
Why even buy a gun if your USP work is that good? As long as you can keep the USP on T side.
I think he got 3 headshots with the USP that round,
he did.
so nicely done.
I mean, honestly, you're not... I guess it was an eco, but you're usually not killing anyone with the USP if it's not a headshot. At least when it comes to having armor.
Smoke comes out from Penta there, so they won't be able to get the info on the crosses, so it looks like myXMG is just going to play for picks again. They've got 2 players on the lower tons, and the rest of their guys are sort of hanging out around that double door and T-spawn area. So let's see what they try to do in the 19th round here.
Yeah, no surprise. Get, I mean, wielding that pistol round after round, not buying guns. He has the op, and we saw the one round they got on the CT side was, I think, a 3 or maybe even a 4K with Get's op on the A site. So we'll see what he can do to open up the site now as he switches to that terrorist perspective. 2 players somewhat geared towards long. Crystal's actually watching Cat from the long cross with an op, and that might be what catches Get off guard if he does push that far.
Let me see here as well. We've got Dennis currently holding off just outside of the B tons here. Might look like he tries to push into that in a moment here, as NKY is also holding just within that. Next is here to support Dennis as well, just on that B site. But again, with only 40 seconds on the clock, the players over here from myXMG, they're going to have to make this play soon. Looks like they are prepping to make that 2-man push over on the Cat, but obviously you still do have Crystal waiting in the wings there for that one too. 30 seconds left. They've got to make this one happen here pretty shortly, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Flash does come out. The attention of Crystal is drawn, so if there was ever a time to breach the site, it would be now. NKJ is going to try to make that pop. Not going to be able to accomplish, though. Tosses a flash, but now we've got Speedy coming out of CC. Takes out 1, brings down Get to 9 HP, and just like that, Penta, as well as those other kills we had going off just outside the double doors there. Very nice hold there by Penta. They're going to take this one and bring it up to a 15. Now, unfortunately for myXMG, only playing it for the tie.
There was I can't quite remember who the pit player was, but that was a pretty cool pop flash as he was falling back into the pit off the
I think it was NK.
Off the wall there. I hadn't actually seen that, but I know what I'll be using now when I play pit. That had them super blind over there by the blue bin, and long was held easy. So the 3-2 split, I mean, standard Dust 2 stuff for a decade now, fails completely.
Oh, Dennis.
There. Oh, this is never good.
No,
oh, no.
Oh, no.
On what could be the last round, too. You're going to get knifed. Didn't check that spot. And the call wasn't there from his team either. And I guess no one had spotted mid and told him. Someone got to lower B.
Penta playing this a little bit riskier here, but it is going to be worth it as Crystal does take down Get right there. Now pushing up is going to be Dennis. Takes 1 out. The second player, though, Sinks, is going to be able to knock him out, but immediately we see Speedy responding with a kill over on the Sinks, and Neves as well will also retaliate with a kill over on the Speedy. Penta, however, is going to clean up that round into their favor, making the final score 16-4 in the favor of Penta Sports, meaning they will win and obviously be getting those points.